Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City media podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Now, let's get to the show.
Womp, womp, womp. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode. This one's for the losers. 114 is live. TJ. Kenny, stop. Tell the fine folks at home what we're sipping on this evening. We tried to find the official beer for losers. And there's not one, but we did a pretty good job.
This is Skydog Chelada, brought to us by our friends at Wiseacre, made with the tears of Tiger fans. Apparently,
whoa!
It is a lager with lime and salt.
We picked that salt because we were extra salty after yesterday. Oh, it sucked so bad.
Are you feeling salty today?
I'm salty as hell.
Yeah.
This gelada's,
to say the least,
real tart and salty, but we'll get to that later. Did you guys have a good Valentine's Day? What happened to my koozie?
I don't even know what I did on Valentine's. What day was it? Was that Friday?
Yeah,
Friday
I don't know either.
Evening.
Yeah, it was good actually. I had to think
we don't ever celebrate Valentine's on Valentine's Day here at the Lasley household.
We just made steaks at home.
Oh,
we normally do the same.
Sorry, I lied. That's what we typically do. We typically do the fresh market steak meal. We didn't this year. We got 2 heart-shaped pizzas from Domino's.
Oh,
well, that was Papa J's that did that.
Maybe you're right. It was Papa J's. Wow. No, it was Papa J's.
We've done that before. Real sweet moment in our house.
Yes, we're not getting a sponsorship there. Holy Toledo.
What are we doing today? You want to talk about anything other than basketball?
I don't know. Sports are really stupid. So we can probably talk about whatever we want. I spent all day being a mechanic, which was pretty cool. There's no better feeling in the world than being able to fix a car. You know what I mean?
Feel like a real man, didn't you? Like, honestly, when you got in the car and it worked properly, I mean, everything was gone. Was everything hanging a little bit lower?
And I was covered in grease. I went to AutoZone and like, damn, this is a car guy.
He's a real man.
He's got a white hoodie on, covered in black grease. Yeah, it was great.
Your hands were dirtier than ever. Oh gosh.
Yeah, all under the fingernails. I don't even know if you can see that.
Let's start with the good news here. Let's just get into it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. At least we won one game.
I know. We deemed last week validation week, right? This was our opportunity. We felt like, I'd said it all along. This week kind of scared me a little bit coming up to it. Not necessarily the South Florida game, although I feel like they can sometimes be a little bit sneaky. But I knew that Wichita State game was going to be something else. You go 1-1. You fail validation week. It was your chance to really say, hey, we legitimately stand above the rest of this conference. You're 11-2 in the American, which gives you, I think right now, a 1.5 lead over North Texas and UAB, who I think are 1 game behind you. So not quite the cushion you had, but you're still ahead. You still got a little bit of a lead. I feel like the South Florida game was fine. You did what you needed to do. You went on the road. You got a double-digit victory. You led by 20 for most of the game. That early portion of the game, though, was just disgusting basketball to watch. It's really difficult to watch. It was difficult to watch literally for me because I was on the patio at Hog and Hominy celebrating my wife's birthday, and so I was straining my neck looking back through the glass. And I will not lie to you, for the first 20 minutes the game was on, I had the score backwards because I did not know that we were the team wearing white. That's how far away I was sitting. I knew there was a black and white team, or were they wearing dark green or something? Yeah, I don't know what they were. It looked black from my seat, but I had to score backwards for 20 minutes because I didn't know we were the team in white. So that was fun.
So Christian on the bluff,
black, but I thought it was dark green.
It probably was dark green, but from my seat it looked black.
Christian on the Bluff went to Hog and Hominy this weekend too. What did y'all get? What do you? Hog and Hominy is fire, right? Like it's really good.
It's great.
What did you get while you were there?
We started with the crab claws. They got that garlic butter sauce at the bottom. So you get the crab claws, you eat the crab claws, but you keep the plate. You can either ask for some bread if you want, or you keep it to dip the pizza crust in the garlic butter sauce. We split a wedge salad. They have a fantastic wedge. And then we got, typically we're a big Thunderbird type of fam, but we were feeling a little bit spicy for Natalie's birthday, so we got Mikey Likes It Hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finished that off with a shared slice of peanut butter pie, which is fantastic there, and 2 espresso martinis. So.
I will say this, low key, like their drink selection is ridiculous. Like
they do. Ridiculous. They have some good. I got a beer initially, and Natalie got a I don't know, one of their cocktails. She liked it a lot. And TJ's left us.
And TJ's left us. Shout out to Michael Hubman and Andy. I'm sorry.
I just didn't realize this is a food podcast, so I was going to drop out of this one and try to go to the Tigers Untapped sports podcast. So
I mean, y'all drink beer every week. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to
putting it off. You're putting it off. Just get it over with. Say shout out to Andy.
Shout out to Andy Tyser and Michael Hudman, 2 good friends. Great place. So
opening up a new spot in Germantown.
Yes, they are.
Can't wait.
Yep.
Although I don't know that it's technically Germantown, but whatever. Whatever. You knock off South Florida. Yesterday was the big one. Needed it to ace validation week, and yet you fail. And I feel like yesterday comes down to coaching, to be honest with you.
Yep.
I think there were a lot of simple adjustments you could have made, but just down the stretch, just some questionable things happening.
And can I before we get into it, can I just tell you, like, before every fan of Memphis comes into the comments of this YouTube video and says, blah, how dare you, that kind of stuff, Penny admitted it tonight. He said that was the worst coaching of the year. Like, he said, I put all of it on me. I made terrible decisions going down the stretch. So Penny said it. We're not just the only one saying it here.
Yeah. One thing, where the hell was Dane Danger yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do we need to put out a missing persons report?
There's a milk container.
Where was Dane? I mean, what was his line? I know he was struggling defensively at times.
4-1. Is that right?
4-1 in 20 minutes.
Yeah. The first 2 buckets of the game, mind you.
Yep.
Those were his only points in the entire game. Was the first 2 buckets of the game.
Yeah.
Just 1 block, 2 turnovers, and 2 fouls in 20 minutes. I mean, I guess shout out to Musa.
Musa played really well. Musa
12 and 4. He did. That was good to see. You got a couple big threes out of PJ Carter, and then he kind of disappeared. Didn't really play anymore. I feel like PJ struggled yesterday, 4 of 18 from the field. He had 15, 8, and 6, which is a decent stat line, but when you're scoring 15 points on 18 shots, that's not real efficient. It's not the efficiency we've come to know from PJ.
I think it's the same thing, though. We talked about it, I think it was last week, that it seems like as of late, he is searching for the foul shot. He'll kind of throw up a goofy shot,
and we're not
searching for the foul call, and he's not getting them. He's not. I think refs are paying attention to him flailing that little leg. He does that little leg kick out, and they're paying attention to it. They're not calling it anymore. In respect, I get it. I wouldn't call it.
At one point, that was supposed to be a tech on the shooter. Remember, it happened to Kendrick like 2 years ago.
Yeah, if you kick it way out, I can see that, but
And the one that was called on Kendrick shouldn't have been a tech on him. It should have been he was legitimately landed on.
He had nowhere to land. Yeah.
Wasn't that when he hurt his ankle on that one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, well, every game.
But
uh
it was interesting. Like even the commenters, the color commenter on the broadcast was like, I thought that was such a weird moment in the game when he called that out, like almost as if like gleefully saying refs aren't falling for this anymore. It was weird. Like it was a weird.
It was, and I don't understand. Like, yeah, maybe he does search for contact a little too much, and they're not. But it's like, how does he go from shooting the second most free throws in the country last year, even to the first half of this year, he was up there for free throw rate, and now it's like we do not get. I don't understand it. It's not even just him. There are moments throughout the game anybody can be in the lane, and we're not getting foul calls. I mean, yesterday we've already seen when we went to Tulane. Wasn't it Tulane? We didn't shoot a single free throw. Well, I guess neither team shot a free throw.
Right.
We didn't shoot a single free throw. Yesterday we only shot 2 in the first half.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, how is there? There's no way that that's possible. I don't know. Yesterday was rough. Down the stretch, I mean, there's like you're up 4 with 30 seconds left. Was that in overtime or regulation when Tyrese pushed in the back and they got free throws to tie it? I don't know. Anyway, inbounding the ball to Dante in that moment, I don't know what that was. That's not to say he's not a capable ball handler, but it's like they're going to foul. You're under 30 seconds. It's a 2-point game. Why are we inbounding to a guy who shot 8 free throws all year long? Why is Tyrese, who at the moment is arguably our best free throw shooter, throwing the ball in? Shouldn't he be the one we're trying to get it inbounded into to be fouled and shoot free throws?
Yeah, but I think that goes into Kenny's comment
PJ's
earlier.
been a little bit cold at times. And then, okay, they tie it up. You turn the ball over. They get it tied up. And what the hell was the last play of the game? I think I've talked to you guys. I know what they were doing. They were trying to get the ball a switch, right? They wanted, I don't remember whoever's guarding Colby on the wing, they wanted guarding PJ. But it's like, why? You need to run that with Tyrese and PJ in some form or fashion.
Penny said in the his radio interview tonight, he said that he had a play drawn up, and right before they broke the huddle, he changed the play. And he said, I overthought the situation. I didn't trust myself. And he said, if I had to do it over again, you get it to PJ and you get everybody out of the way.
Yeah, ISO. And leave Colby in one corner and Tyrese on the other corner. And if he needs to kick out, he can kick out.
I mean, I think
that was just
the weirdest part about it. The weirdest part about it was that Colby's normally not a guy that I would say, hey, don't get him the ball, but he hadn't played. He hadn't played for like probably 20 minutes of actual time, of real time. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, and in that situation, it's just the end of the, like, why, I don't know. He's not somebody that's creating off the dribble or anything. I don't think of him as like a distributor. He's not very successful in driving past a defender. So it's like, if you want him, I know that the play was not for him to take the shot. It was to get the ball out of PJ's hands, get him on the wing, and allow him to work from the wing or get open. But he couldn't get open. He was denied the ball. And then Colby just kind of didn't know what, I don't know what the secondary option was. So he ended up having to shoot a 3. They also started the play extremely late. I think there were 16 seconds coming out of timeout, and we didn't start doing anything till like 6 seconds were left. So we didn't give ourselves a whole, I mean, I know that you want to take the shot later, so you're not risking giving up a rebound and then letting them get a playoff. But I don't know. If you want, in that situation, it's like stick Colby in a corner and get him the ball or something. Let PJ drive and kick it out. Like, and if that's how it ends up happening, that's how it ends up happening. But to take the ball out of PJ's hands and into Colby's with trying to get it back to PJ just wasn't. And that, I mean, obviously Penny admitted that was a mistake and he wouldn't do it again. But then you start out,
But he's just not a creator. Nothing
Yeah,
made
that's
sense
what
for
I'm
him to
saying.
be
Like,
in
it
the
didn't.
main.
If if that's what you want to do it with Tyrese. Get the ball into PJ, back to Tyrese, and try to get PJ on the wing, 1-on-1 or whatever, cut into the basket.
Yeah.
And then Tyrese can maybe create if that option isn't available.
Do you think it was a feel-good story type of thing? Is that
No,
why they did it?
I don't think Colby was.
It
I
was.
don't think they came out of that and it
It's
was like, "Hey, Colby, you're taking the shot." That's
like a
100%.
Disney movie. 100%.
Yeah, no.
It's like a Disney
Although
movie.
it would have been cool as hell if he had made that though.
All I
don't
know
think that-
is
I don't think
Zach
that's what
Wall. Zach Wall was over there with his camera going, "I know the storyline." If he had made that shot, that's the next episode.
Yeah, right.
that would have been pretty wild. I almost bet before the game yesterday for the yesterday to go into overtime, and I'm so mad I didn't. I don't know. It just felt like we had so many opportunities to win. Then you go into overtime, you get up 4 with like 3.5 minutes left, and then we just started going 4 corners and stalling. Like, what the heck was that? Why are we in freaking chew clock #win with class mode? Just keep playing ball. I don't know. There were just weird things happening yesterday.
I think all in all in the game, for me, the part that I think really ultimately over the whole game hurt the Tigers' chance to win the game was just their over aggressiveness on defense, man. Like just the way that they gambled. I mean, we were in the Discord the entire game saying, "Stop gambling, stop gambling."
Davy Jones locker flashbacks to last year.
What did he say? What was the quote? What did he say last year? He said,
someone
asked him about him gambling, and he said, "I be gambling." That's what it felt like. It felt like that, where it was like, I mean, they had that, 3/4 court press on, and PJ, I don't know how many times. I would love to go back and rewatch it and find out, like, count out how many times he tried to jump a pass from, half court, or from the free throw line to half court, tried to jump that pass and just got the Tigers in a 3-2, fast break for Wichita State. I mean, it just put the Tigers defense in a stressful position that it didn't need to be in the entire game. I mean, they shot 4 of 21 from the 3-point line. Wichita State did. I'm like, if I was Penny, I'd be like, "Hey man, y'all back up to the 3-point line and don't go out."
No kidding. Do what you had to do in ball growing up when you got a 15-point lead and you couldn't come outside of the 3-point line. That's a defense we should have been in.
I forgot about that. That's crazy.
You had to play inside the 3-point line defensively.
I forgot about that. That's wild.
We should have done it yesterday. Although, of course, they're 4 of 21, and then freaking Bijan drains a 3 in our eye to basically win the game.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It was interesting, though, because I wasn't able to watch the full game live. So I was having to go back and just kind of follow it along. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at us. We're at 80% on free throws, like 40% from 3. I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Looking at it, we only got 6 turnovers or 4 turnovers. It was like 4 or 5 at that time.
If the only stat you had told me yesterday was that Wichita State shot 4 of 21 from 3, I would have told you that we won by 15 plus.
Well, I mean, everything about it was just wild. And I'm like,
and that
we only had along, and I'm trying to figure out why the hell we're losing it. Yeah, well, even then at the time, it wasn't even that high. It was like 6, and you led the steals too. So I was like, in what way is this a 3-point game right now? And I keep kind of looking back at it and keep kind of checking it. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then I make my way over to the rebounds column, and you're like, this checks.
But even the rebounds didn't end up. They only lost the rebounding battle by 9. They had the same amount of offensive rebounds. The box score, the final box score, if you look at it, the story doesn't make sense, right? Like you had to have watched the game to kind of understand what happened. Because the box line does not tell, the box score does not tell the story of the game like it normally does. Like normally you can look at certain stats,
kind of figure it out,
for the Tigers, like kind of figure out it's either usually points off turnovers and rebounds, right? And they lost the rebounding battle, but it wasn't like, it was nowhere near it. I saw a bunch of people comparing it to the Temple game, and I was like, brother, this is nowhere near the Temple game in terms of rebounding.
It felt like that, though. In the middle of like late first half, it kind of felt like that. I mean, it was pretty.
Yeah, they had freaking 10 offensive rebounds at halftime.
If you look at the
And that-
ESPN's like game flow that follows like the ebbs and flows of the game, it's like they're side by side. And then you'll see Memphis is like plummets, and then they spike up, and then it switches again, and then obviously you know how the story ends. But you can definitely see where the reboundings hurt Memphis and then help Memphis for them to catch back up, and then obviously kind of flattened out. But
yeah, I mean the story is Tyrese and PJ being a combined 11 of 40 from the field.
Yeah,
you don't win many games when your two best players do that.
Basically, and if you want to throw Colby in there, then you make it 13 of 50 essentially.
And your best low post
That's
presence
crazy.
only plays 20 minutes in a game.
Yeah,
like that's
and
crazy.
had 4 points.
And had 4 points.
The guy that's been averaging 20 a night for the last 3 weeks had 4. I don't know. It was disgusting. I'm glad we got out of there. I think it sounds like that's one where they're not just saying throw the tape away and burn it. They're actually kind of taking some things from it and learning from it. So, and there's obviously the, I don't know if y'all saw the video of Tyrese afterwards, but basically asked like, what are the thoughts going into this week? And he basically was like, I will make sure that we're coming back and we're good.
You gotta love the stuff that comes out of these the Tigers coach, players.
Yeah.
After
I mean, I believe him.
I believe him too.
I believe Tyreek. And I mean, Gary Parrish, if anybody's listened to him this year, has said similar things when he talked to Chris Beard earlier in the year, was like,
yeah,
this Memphis team after the Arkansas State game, basically, he was like, they're not going to hit a slump like they did last year because they've got Tyrese Hunter on the team. And he's a personality. He's a leader in the locker room that's not going to let things go south. So I believe him when he says, we're going to come back. I'm going to make sure we come back good. We respond good from this. Which
there's a reason why Tyrese Hunter's the guy that they brought out to the media after the game. He is the unquestioned leader on this team. Like, he's the oldest. Has the most experience. And he is just a natural leader. So when he says things, you can pretty much rest assured that this is
take it to the bank.
Take it to the bank,
So we've had separation week, we've had validation week, and this is just our rest and regroup week. We got a week off.
Love it.
And I think it couldn't have come at better timing. I wish it was a week off after a win and they could kind of reset and rest some nagging injuries but it's a rest and it's a regroup. You got to turn around. You got to respond on Sunday. You got a FAU team who's going to come in here hungry because you beat their ass down in Boca by 26.
Yeah.
First conference game of the season.
Did you guys ever play Minesweeper growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Landmines. It's like this conference, baby.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going with that. It is a landmine everywhere you go, which I guess the UAB wouldn't be bad, but Rice, UTSA, South Florida.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Can you drop another game in conference?
No.
I don't think you can.
If you want to stay.
What do you mean if you can? Like, what are we talking about?
Well, I just mean like you drop another conference game. I guess it kind of depends who it is. If you drop a conference game outside of UAB, what does that do to your top 25 ranking? You're out of the top 25, right? Do we agree there?
Oh, yeah.
What about from a seeding perspective, which I guess I haven't seen where we're.
I think every time you lose
now, but
I mean, I think it was true yesterday when you lost. But every time you lose in conference, it's probably a seed line. Maybe 2,
only
depending
one?
on. I'm saying maybe like you lose at UAB as a quad 2, that probably moves you 2 spots, or 3 spots, which is going to be a seed. Like you're dropping a seed with that. But say we come out and I think I don't know. I mean, if you lose to UTSA, then it's probably multiple seed lines.
We're talking after this Wichita State game, Jerry Palm, who's been one of the more friendly bracketologists towards the Tigers this year, had him at a 4 seed. He had him at a 4 seed. Today, he has him at the last 7 seed after the Wichita State game.
Yeah, that's a really significant drop given that. I mean, we're talking about, I know that today, right now, it's our 3rd quad 3 loss, but let's be real. Like, there's a possibility, it's probably not very likely, but there's a possibility that all 3 of those losses could become Q2. They could be quad 2 losses. I mean, after yesterday, Wichita State is sitting like, let me bring it up. So
8 spots. I think 8 spots from being a Q2.
I just think we joked about it, but I think at the end of the day, you're going to be an 8 or a 9. It's just the way that the schedule works out, because you're always going to seemingly always drop one of these conference games that you shouldn't have, and it's gonna penalize you because you don't have anything to make it up outside of the non-con, and you're not going to play. You can't have this kind of non-con again. You just can't. I think it's kind of a, I don't want to say once in a lifetime, but a pretty rare non-con, if we're being honest.
Well, they did it last year. I mean, ultimately, the teams weren't as good as the teams that the big non-con wins have stayed.
That's
good.
My point, though. That's my point. You're not going to have this type of successful non-con. Like, if you look at Memphis's non-con now, you're like, damn, this is incredible. You can play these same teams next year, and it's probably not going to be as good, right?
Yeah, Wichita's 3 spots from Q2. Arkansas State's 17, and Temple's 15. So I guess the real one that you lean on and moving up to quad 2 is Wichita State. So we need them to keep winning some games.
What's the line? What's the cutoff line for Q2, Q3?
Q2 road is top 135. So they got 3 spots to move up. It's 75 at home. So
I mean, Florida Atlantic's at 103. Arkansas State's at 92.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot still had us at a 6 seed, I think, coming out of yesterday. So it is kind of wild that Jerry Palm dropped us that much. I could have seen if we were like the last 4, maybe we dropped to the first 7. Bracket Matrix still has us as a 6 as of today.
Yeah, but some of that has to do with other teams not losing, right?
Yeah, I
mean, you're being penalized for losing, but they're going up as well. So
yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to have teams jumping you and stuff. So
yeah,
if they lose to UAB, I could see them dropping.
I think if you lose to UAB, you are definitely an 8 or 9, probably an 8. You're probably going to be the 8 seed.
Yeah,
100%.
Which would be disappointing for the way.
I mean, I think Penny said yesterday that's what they're playing for because he's most comfortable in that game. That's what he knows in the tournament is playing that 8-9. And then,
did he actually say that, or did y'all make that up?
If you make it to the Sweet 16, you have the easiest path to the Final Four because you have the path of a 1 seed. So, I don't know. All I know is that basketball in the American is stupid as hell, and it's not even fun to watch, and I can't imagine that it's fun to play either because all of the pressure is on you every single night.
Every time.
You essentially have to come out and play perfectly. It's not even fun to watch. It's just stressful because you can't even enjoy a good game because all you can think about if the game is close is, man, this team is shit. Why is this game so close? Like, remember how much fun the Houston games would be when they were close?
Yeah.
And even in losing, we'd be like, damn, that was a good game. We played well, but they freaking drained a half. Trayvon Mark hit a freaking bank-in half-court shot to beat us.
Jamal Shed hit a free throw line jumper.
Freaking push-off free throw line jumper right in my face. And now it's like we go to overtime with Wichita State, who used to be a Final Four type of team, which could have been cool if they were good. But no, they're ass cheeks. And so playing basketball in the American literally sucks. It's not fun. It's not fun to watch. I doubt they have any fun playing because they can't play free and loose. They feel pressure like, oh, we can't make any mistakes or this destroys us.
Yeah, but are we not explaining the same way St. John's feels? Is St. John's having the same complaint? Are they having these types of same struggles?
They just played Creighton in Madison Square Garden. It was a top 25 battle.
I'm just trying to think of an example of another really good, I guess I don't want to say non-Power 5 because that's not a thing. I know they are. They've got strong teams there, but I'm just trying to give an example of There's not all of them are good, right? Not all of the Big East is good. Do they struggle
but that's what I'm saying. Just give me a couple of games in the American that are against a couple good teams. We don't have
you have that depending on how you define good. What is good? A top 25
team that's making
I think
another team that we literally don't even have a single other team that's projected to be in the tournament. There's your definition of good. The Big East has like 5 or 4 at least.
Probably 3 or 4, yeah. I'm just making sure we're on the same page here.
Even
what you
that
consider good
would be fine. But we're, like you just said, we're freaking playing Minecraft every night. And how stressful is that stupid game?
No one's playing Minecraft.
Whatever it's called, Minesweep.
Minesweeper.
Gosh, I don't even know why.
Completely
I know
different
what
argument.
Is.
All right,
we're taking a break for me to regroup. TJ, finish your thought, and then we're taking a break.
No, I just think that it's hard to have the conversation, because if you look at the teams we're playing, you should be beating them based off these metrics that we claim we don't care about. But the metrics say we should win. But here you have St. John's not just killing some team that they should have, right? Like Providence isn't a good team, but they played them close. So it's not unique to Memphis by any means. So
here's the problem in the grand scheme. It all goes back to the damn metrics, right? The main reason this is impacting us so much is because we haven't been beating the terrible teams by what we like. We could sit here and have 2 American Conference losses at Temple and at Wichita State and be fine if we had blown out a majority of the American teams, because our predictive metrics would be higher. People wouldn't be overreacting to a bad night here or there. But it's like we've been playing not ideal basketball for 2 months now, and almost in a sense squeaking by these awful basketball teams. That's what's like we're almost not a top 50 team in KenPom. What are we at? 47th.
So are you mad at the American Athletic Conference for not being good at basketball, or are you mad at the Tigers for not beating teams that the metrics say they should?
I'm mad at both.
You get what I'm saying? Like the argument is weird that the metrics say we should beat these teams by double digits and then we only win by 8. So if you don't trust the metrics and you think the metrics are dumb, then how can you rely on the metrics to understand how many points you're supposed to win?
What I'm telling
you
at the same time is that college basketball in and of itself is stupid. And I don't know why I watch it. I don't know why I'm going to watch the NCAA tournament, because we're not going to win the whole thing.
Dude.
And that's why we need to take a break right now so that I can regroup. We'll be right back.
You're crashing out a little bit. Yeah. We need to regroup and rest just a little bit. All right.
Okay. We'll be right back.
I mean, when you are in a situation in every single game where you're favored by double digits, you're supposed to beat them by a lot, you're far better than they are. They're not even top 200 or whatever in the net. That type of situation, it's their Super Bowl. When you're in that spot every single game, it's just difficult, regardless of how much better you theoretically are. And for that reason, I haven't really been kind of squeaking out these games against Memphis too much, because they were losing them last year. They were losing them.
Right.
And to go from that to actually winning them, and for the most part taking care of business in the league, that's an improvement in of itself. But now that there has been a loss here, that probably does change the conversation a little bit.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Daniel Greer, shout out. The NBA should have paid $100,000 to call out John Morant and Zion.
Oh, why have they not done that before? Yeah, just like WWE style. Cut a promo right there at midcourt. John Morant, you think you're the best. You think you're the best, but you're too scared.
And then you hear
Zion.
Is that Jaren Jackson Jr.'s music?
Legs? Well, I think they're made out of soft butter. You know.
Can we get Jim Ross in here to call the dunk contest?
Oh, and John Morant show up with Paul Heyman. Like, oh,
My God, that's John Morant's music. Oh God, my God, it would be so good.
oh man, they're missing out. They're missing out on so much. Why are we not commissioners of the NBA?
Tune in to The Daily Grind with your host, Luke Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right.
Can I say, hey, I know
better.
you've regrouped. Can I say something to kind of bookend that conversation real quick? I think we as Tiger fans can take heart in the fact that we've seen this team at its peak, and we know that they can beat mostly anybody in the country, right? Like they are a very good team when they're on. Gabe Kuhn said this on the Bluff, and I thought it was really, I think it's an appropriate.
You don't stop bringing up that show on this show.
He said it. I'm just telling you. He said the metrics and the rankings make sense for the Tigers because there is, if you look at quad 1, quad 2 wins, Memphis obviously is way up there. But if you look at Q3, Q4 losses, there's not a single team in the top 25 that have a loss in the Q3 or Q4 level. And he said Memphis has 3 right now. And so it makes sense, right? Like we know, like, so these two things can be true. They have 3 bad losses, which will hurt their metrics, will hurt their rankings, will hurt their seeding. But we know the Tigers can be very good when they're on. And so I think we can take heart in this rest and regroup week. They'll get healthier, they'll get better, they'll be able to regroup and finish out the season, hopefully playing their best ball. And when they play their best ball, they're very, very tough to beat. So that's just my bookend part to that conversation, because we can look at these metrics and freak out and say, oh my God, the seeding, oh my God. And yes, that is what it is. But they've also lost 3 Q3 games. And so that is what it is. But they're very good. And so they can beat anybody.
Yeah. But they've also shown they can lose to just about anybody as well.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a wild ride.
Isn't that the unpredictability of college basketball, right?
Anarchy? No, just college basketball. So while we were away, I was pondering some things. I was thinking about what Penny said playing for the 8-9. And I just want to know, do you guys think we should tank for the 10? Should we lose 2 more games and solidify ourselves as a 10 seed? I'm
honestly, dude, I think I'd go to the 11.
Would that be the first time in history that a team tanked for a specific seed and not trying to get the best possible seed, but wanted, hey, let's get on that 10 line and see what we can
I think if you think about it, if you somehow stick at the 8-9, I don't want to say you're guaranteed, but you're almost guaranteed to face the 1 in the next game.
You're guaranteed. It literally happened the last time we were in the tournament, so it's not happening again.
Well, yeah, so you're more or less guaranteed to face the 1. You just, hey, if Memphis drops 2 more games, let's say they drop one to Rice, someone you've played too close before, they drop that UAB game, they could slide down to that 11 seed. Give me that. Give me the 6 seed.
I don't know that I want the 11.
No, hear me out. You take the 6 seed and you take the
but
3
isn't
seed,
the 11,
assuming that's how that works.
Oh, I guess you're saying one of the 11s is not a play-in game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, but
that wouldn't be bad. Tank for the 11.
That's a good spot. A 6 and then a 3. Who's set to be a 3 right now?
Oh, I don't even freaking know.
Purdue, A&M, Texas Tech, and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky keeps losing. Why are they?
Because they're in the SEC.
Stop it. Yeah, they're in the SEC.
Bracket Matrix has Iowa State, Wisconsin, Kentucky, and Texas Tech. Did you guys see the field of 68's most recent bracket projection? We didn't even talk about the fact that we weren't even in the top 16, which obviously we definitely don't deserve to now. But they had us as a 7 playing. Oh, I'm trying to pull it up. Playing BYU as a 10. You know who they had us matched up with, the 2 seed?
Who?
Houston or no, Tennessee. Yeah.
Tennessee.
Ooh, I love that. Ooh, my heart just started racing a little bit. That would be great.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
I just don't know if I could handle the crash out of Tigers losing to Tennessee.
So you lose to, yeah.
Ah.
We should have had the matchup in Madison Square Garden in the Sweet 16 2 years ago. Oh,
I was so ready for it.
what dreams are made of. Gosh, I was at flights and hotels. Unbelievable.
Yep. The entirety of BCM was going to be in Madison Square Garden. Oh, God.
So
if they had just beaten FAU.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't think I tank. I don't think they're good enough to tank. I don't think you do that.
They won't.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to. They're just naturally going to get the 8-9 and get a bad matchup.
If we get the freaking 8-9, so
they deserve the 8-9. I don't see a problem with the 8-9. If they get an 8-9, I have no problem with it, and that's even if they went out.
No,
I think that's what they get.
They won't be an 8-9 if they went out.
no, they'll be a 6 or 7.
Oh. I'm skeptical. I know the roster looks good for most of you all, or not the roster. Excuse me, the schedule because of the out of conference stuff. But I think that there's too many blemishes. I think that you have, and not good blemishes, like not even understandable blemishes. Like I don't think you can afford a loss to Wichita and to Temple specifically. Arkansas State, I know you guys are trying to talk yourself into it being a good loss, and it may be. I don't know, a good loss.
I mean, if they win the Sun Belt, that's fine. You point to it as a tournament team, whatever. Not that big of a deal. It's the Temple one that looks bad because they've been ass cheeks ever since then.
So bad.
And then you just kind of have to have, like, if Wichita State figures out a way to win some games and gets to Q2, that's whatever, too.
It's just the fact that you're scratching and clawing by. I think that
Yeah.
hurts you so much.
100%.
And I understand that it's not every game, right? You blew out South Florida. What was the other one?
You blew out
UAB.
FAU. You blew out UAB.
Yeah, like there's some you had these huge wins on. It's just a dime a dozen that you're fighting and scratching with teams in the 200s, and I just don't think that's excusable. And I think it's gonna hurt us at the end of the day. A good season though for the Tigers. I love this team much more than I liked any other Tiger team in a long time.
Yes.
It's just
That's
thing
true.
that maybe
There's a lot of things to like about this team. A lot of people to like. Don't know that you could say that last year.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny, you tell freaking Gabe Kuhn that Clemson is not undefeated in quad 3. You let him know that. They are 6-1.
Oh.
They lost to Georgia Tech. You let him know.
So he was wrong, is what you're saying.
Yeah. We're calling you out, Gabriel. That child, not letting him get any sleep. It's affecting his brain. You know?
Poor Gabe.
Poor Gabe. He's in the thick of it right now.
He is in the thick of it.
Baylor also, they're 0-1 in quad 3. They're up there at 28th.
I got to stop taking Gabe Kuhn's word for stuff.
Well, is Baylor in the top 25?
No.
Oh, no, but Clemson isn't either.
Yes, they are. Clemson's at number 18.
He said top. I thought he said top 20. Weren't you saying top 25 of the net?
No, top 25. Well, he didn't clarify.
This is okay.
He didn't clarify.
All right, Gabe. We'll give you a slide.
Hold. All right, so top 25 of the net. Okay,
No,
technically he's right.
26th.
Technically he's right.
If he meant the net.
If he meant the net. I'm going to assume he meant the
because
net.
he was going by. I saw that somebody tweeted it out or said it. The same thing.
Okay. So he wasn't wrong.
Well,
will.
you no, yeah, he's not.
I
If
misspoke.
if going off the net,
I misspoke.
Yeah.
Just win, baby. Just go win.
just win.
Just
dude.
keep
That's all we
winning.
want.
They're going to turn around. I think they're going to win out now.
I do too.
We're about to start another winning streak. That's
Do
not
too.
that's not going to end until it has to.
Shaking my head, man.
A winning streak won't end until the season's over,
That's right.
and that's a fact.
Hey, just a
We have
reminder:
to start a winning
VCU
streak
is
first.
11-1 in quad 4 wins and ranked higher than us.
They have a quad 4 loss.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Imagine 11-1 in quad 4. How unfun your schedule must be. You've only had 2
11?
quad 1 games and 8 quad 2 games. Memphis' schedule not that bad. The conference schedule not that bad. 11-1 in quad 4 games.
And they're ranked higher.
Gee willikers. Yeah, they're ranked higher.
Screw the net. I'm over it.
Just blow these dudes' backs out. That's what we've been talking about.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
man,
just got to blow
hey,
It
back
fixes
out.
this issue.
Hey man, I'm gonna need you to relax with the blowing backs out because
No, he will. As soon as we start doing it, he'll relax with it.
This is a family
Yeah.
show, and
What do you mean? It just means to beat them by a lot.
I don't think that's
15
what
plus.
I don't think that's what that means. But
That's what it means, Kenny. Look, I heard it from the kids these days.
the kids.
The kids on the street. That's what they're saying.
All right, I got to get out of here. Let's get on this chilada. Dude, this was probably the tartest beer we've ever had in our lives.
Yeah, I will say this beer being released in the wintertime makes about as much sense as Memphis being ranked lower than VCU.
What was the
A
release date
lager
on
with
this?
lime and salt. I
You know,
don't know.
there's
I've
one-
only heard of it.
There's 1 gram of protein in these.
Yeah, they use hops. There's got to be some beer in there or some protein in there. I don't know. I guess we could look up when it was released, but I had
Can I
never
be-
heard of this until like a month or two ago.
Can I be honest? I don't like this can.
No,
I
it's not
like
good.
the OG Skydog can, but this is too khaki-ish, yellow khaki for me.
Monochrome is in, per my father-in-law, who wears all blue or all gray or all green a lot. It's apparently in. I don't think he does it on purpose, but I don't like this. I'm with you. It kind of looks like a pecan. Like, so it's the color of pea.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know if my
good.
camera does a good job of relaying that, but
It does. It looks. Yeah, it looks like some TT.
there's some Spanish up here. I don't know Spanish, but I see Pero, I think, as dog. We're reading a Spanish book to my son tonight. He wants to learn Spanish. He's 3. It's not going well. But I think Pero is dog.
It is.
Oh, okay. This is probably Skydog in Spanish. Let's just put that one together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it just says.
Mm.
I think that just
Dog
says
in the
Spanish
sky.
for. I think so.
The Skydog.
All dogs go to
Can-wise-
heaven.
What?
I think it says all dogs go to heaven. I think it says all dogs go to heaven. Dog of the sky.
No,
is
Dog
the
of the Sky.
English.
You had it right. It's Skydog. I don't care for the can. I like the OG Skydog can. I don't like the pale yellow on the dehydrated pea yellow font. Gosh, I don't know. 5.2 on this can.
Wow. He says, you're nicer than me. This isn't.
I know
typing.
going in the 4s felt wrong.
Well, your daddy's doing it. I'm going in the 4s. I actually thought about a 3. This is it. That's. What do you mean? Wow, there's nothing to it. It's
That
not,
be the
I don't even
lowest
understand.
can score ever?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably. The problem is I think I would still rather look at this than I would any of the Memphis made cans because at least there's a design on
I was
this.
literally about to say, as bad as this one is, it's still better than those. And shoot, I mean, the Grind City cans are not good either.
They're not bad. I just don't understand what the hell's going on with the Grind City cans.
They're not good.
I'll say like a 4.7. I mean, I'll give it some bonus points for trying. I just don't. It's not my style. You know,
I don't care for it.
Like the can not being my style. The beer's not my style either.
It wasn't mine either.
I
I do not. I had high hopes for this one, and it's. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't. I mean, I'm going to pick a normal Skydog every time.
Yep.
I don't see a situation in which I'd be like, hey, let me get that chilada. It's real tart. I mean, it's almost like a sour.
Yep.
I didn't get a whole lot of the saltiness.
I think.
I mean, there's
me,
some
that was
in
the
there,
first
I guess,
sip.
but it's just it's so tart and sour and I'm
gonna let you know right now, if we were in studio filming this is the kind of beer that 10 out of 10 times I'm gonna be a bad boy and I'm gonna swing by McDonald's on the way home and get a hot and spicy to wash this flavor out of my mouth. And then
I do feel like this would maybe be better if you were eating like chips and cheese dip with it or salsa.
Or if it was not 12 degrees outside.
Maybe that could also be it.
Yeah.
I don't know, like a 5.7. It's just not for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I gave it a 6 flat because I could see it being better in the summertime than it is now, but I think it being miserably cold outside. Kitty blowing smoke in my face, dude.
That was the biggest vape cloud I have ever seen. It looked like a jet engine just blew smoke.
I've never seen you. It's not a good sign when you're drinking water after you take a sip of beer. Like, that's not a good sign.
It's not. I'm telling you.
The beer is not. It's not our style. That's all. I think it'd be better if it just wasn't so cold out. It's just. I don't like.
I also think I need to be eating. I'm serious. I think if I was eating chips or something with it, it'd probably be good. It would balance it out some. It's just.
You ever had Spindrift, the seltzer?
Yeah.
And it literally is like 25% seltzer, and then the other 75% is lime juice. That's what this is, just with a hint of beer as well. It gives me that vibe.
That's a good description of it.
It's too limey. I think if I were to take this there and wake up my wife and have her take a sip of it, she would think it's
Spindrift of beer. You've just coined a new slogan for them.
That's what it tastes like. If you haven't had Spindrift, the lime flavor, this is it. This same thing, just with the hint of beer.
And a splash of salt bait it.
Oh, now I just taste Spindrift.
You boys, those of you listening, rest up, regroup, and be at the Forum on Sunday because these boys are getting it right.
Hopefully. Or not. Maybe we get the 11th seed. I don't know. Keep losing. We'll see what happens.
We're either winning out or we're tanking for the 10. We'll be back next week. Come to the Cold Beer Chevy Hot Takes. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page. Head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co for a comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports.